Testing, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna see if this is loading up for us. Because it feels like it's been a long time since I've done one of these, even though it's only been 2 months, because, holy fuck, 2020 has been a busy year. Oh my goodness. I'm actually surprised by how much has been going on. See, I thought that last year turned out well for me, honestly, because I don't know why. In retrospect, I really didn't like 2018. 2018 didn't work out in my favor in a lot of ways, but 2019 was really great, and 2020 has been pretty good too. So I'll just start talking until everyone gets the notification buzz on their phones or whatever. Let's see here. What time is it? It's 5:45. So I figure the West Coasties like me should be just getting home from work or wherever, and you East Siders should be like, after dinner, kind of chilling and whatever. Okay, I'm not seeing live chat yet, so I'm gonna assume no one is watching. Which means it's the perfect time to kick things off with the theme song. Okay, and from our first comments, I can already tell that it's been too long since I've streamed because I didn't mix the audio right. See, this is always the problem when you go from a pre-planned stream, like our big What the Fick podcast, and then a normal go live right now, immediately stream, because it's like 2 different avenues of the way YouTube interacts with the software. So I apologize if Amoria's groove hit people just a little bit too loud. Anyway, I am so glad to be here right now. I thought, I don't know, I was in the mood to stream. I was kind of bored this afternoon, and it has been such a great couple of weeks that I thought I just really want to, put something out there, do something. Because, as you can see from the title of this stream is Future Shock, which means that I'm shocked by how great the future is looking right now, at least as far as our channel goes. The greater world, maybe not so much, but at least as far as the channel goes, we got so many great things going. Specifically, recently, over the weekend, I had an incredibly productive weekend thanks to a little friend of mine known as Caffeine. Specifically, caffeine pills, which are like, I got this like vitamin supplement brand that are apparently like, it's one of those things that's like for multi-use, like that they market it for working out, which, I guess I guess applies if you pull up the old meme of, oh, where do you work out? The library. or rather, I work out on my computer to get writing done. And it was enough to help me get really focused and get the final battle of Confessions of a Wasteland Pony written. The section 9 of the 10-part, 10-section finale, and it's incredible. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Like, I did the initial outline a few months ago, and then finally the actual scripting is caught up to the point where I'm like, okay, we're putting meat on the bones, and then taking meat right back off the bones. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. So I guess that's what's really ultimately got me in a good mood this week. And on top of that, then we also were able to get out some Wasteland Survival Guide, which is always great. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We've been on a decent run again since Christmas, and I really hope to continue that. That's our ultimate goal. James and I, Vermont and I, actually just finished the afterword, like written almost half and half. He ended up writing the first half, and then we collaborated on how we wanted to end it, and I scripted that back half. So it's really great. I feel really good about it. It's not super crazy long. Obviously, it's longer than the foreword when we didn't know what we were doing. But it's like it'll probably be like a 7-minute episode afterward, and with that, it means that all of Wasteland Survival Guide is written, is scripted, which is incredible. Or rather, it's scripted, but I don't have all the scripts yet because Vermont still needs to mail me the scripts, the rest of the scripts, Vermont. But we do have quite a few in our main working doc, so Needle will be recording more of those as soon as she gets a chance. We do have one more where I have the audio already, but we're saving that for something special, for certain San Francisco's confessions. So it'll be a fun one. It'll be a very BabsCon appropriate episode, which is why we're saving it. And it'll be worth it to do it live, trust me. Oh, yes, and we have our esteemed, the greatest president, John Henry Eden, in the chat. So great to have him with us as well. Mr. Eden recently blessed us with an incredible donation, I guess, to that directly went to help funding our trip to BabsCon. So that was very, very charitable. He's definitely getting my vote this year. Because it won't be an expensive con for sure for James, who's dropping like I don't even know how much money to fly up here from Upside Downistan. And then, of course, Needle, who's moving right now, so the extra costs of now flying from where she's moving to, and then other costs, and yeah, so very much appreciate that very small loan of a certain amount of money to get us to the con. Yeah, and so it's gonna be fantastic. And really, we are. Because we're finally, I guess we asked nicely enough where we're like actual community guests this year for the first time ever, which is pretty sweet. So we'll be very involved in our panel. I've already got, not already, but I have a new laptop. So we don't have to rely on Needle's laptop not dying on us and in the actual stage performance. So I've been working on getting my laptop perfected and everything up and running. We're designing the brand new PowerPoint and presentation, which honestly should go so much quicker, because I mean, Needle will have her Wasteland Survival Guide and whatever else she talks about, and Vermont will be there for the first time in like ever, so we're definitely going to make sure he talks a lot during the actual performance. And who knows, we might even get lucky enough to get an actual solid fucking recording of it. We'll see on that. I'm still figuring out what we could possibly do to just get a sturdy recording of the panel. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, maybe because we're community guests here, they'll record it for us. I don't even know anymore. I miss the old days of like Everfree Northwest and stuff. Or not Northwest, Everfree Network and stuff, where they would just record it for us, and then I download it from their YouTube channel and repost it on ours. No, I don't think I did that. I think that was the Stable Tech 2015 stream where they just posted their own version besides our recording. So that's right. Vote Eden 2020. With I don't know, a Vice President Lone Wanderer. He's a young whippersnapper, but we think he's gonna do some real good. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, panel's gonna be fantastic, and that's not even the only panel we're gonna be on either, or at least I'm gonna be on. I think I'll be on the other panel. Otherwise, I'll just like crash the room or whatever. As you probably saw from either my Facebook page or recent other, like our YouTube channels or whatever, I was lucky enough to get a part in the upcoming or recently premiered audiobook of Fallout Equestria Dead Tree, which is so funny. Years ago, when Ice Mare hadn't yet come out, but it had been written we met the Dead Tree PvP guys, and we had our fun little time at the convention and everything. I swear to God, I did not steal the name or vice versa. We came to the name from completely different angles of the PvP Leafs, which is why they named it Tree, because they're Leafs. And then me, where Dead Tree is a pun name for Fort Detrick, because I was writing my Vietnam chemical weapons story. So of course Fort Detrick has to be ponified somehow. Oh, there is a Wikia page for it now, also, where I do elaborate on this. The Fall Equestria Wikia for Fort Dead Tree, Confessions of Wasteland Pony. Anyway, that's also one word. That's another way you know. It's just like with the capital B. It matters, okay? It does matter. And I was very aggressive in making sure that my branding got through as well. Anyway, it's fantastic. It is being officially run by Cinderscript, our fantastic voice actress for Diamondback. So if you loved hearing Diamondback, and also was Tilly and Hopper in Terminal Secrets episode 5 Awake, which is the best episode. You know, maybe tied with the finale, but it is the best. Everyone knows it. So anyway, the Fallout Dead Tree, which started out as a PvP game, and they've got a lot of solid PvP books, which I believe you can purchase them online, but they usually have quite a few at the conventions as well, whichever conventions they attend. And yeah, from my understanding, it's very, very fun. I'm not really an RPG tabletop kind of guy, so I can only comment on the high quality of the books, so definitely check those out. Anyway, one of the main writers of that then has been slowly transforming the game, the meta game that they've been playing, Fiara the Tank Girl, into an actual narrative. And so she has been the main writer, and then she is being lovingly guided by Props, who's editing and really keeping the story honed and sound. And now I believe they're almost finished with book 3 of the, I think, 5-book series. It's gonna be fucking long. It's already fucking long. It's longer than all of our stuff combined. But in my defense, they're just writing. They haven't been making radio plays over the course of it. Over the course of Horse. And so then Cinder got involved, and now she's leading the Shotgun Angel Productions, which is developing the audio drama. And you can hear the first episode on their channel, which I link to from my channel if you can't find that. So go there, subscribe. They're going to go up there. I'm not sure of the release mechanism. I know for sure the first few episodes will be free and released on the channel. I'm not sure about from there how they're going to be rolling them out. I believe similar to mine. I think officially it's being funded through their Patreon, but then I believe similar to Confessions and stuff, they'll have basically the pay donation version on Bandcamp and then like a free version on Mediafire or whatever. So that would probably be my guess. I don't know. Anyway, I even photoshopped their album art for the audio drama. If you if you downloaded it yourself just to put on your music player like I do, that's the quick art I whipped up for it. Wait, no, there it is. Yeah, so. And this is all based on just the art that already exists online. And then we also, luckily, both James Kelly and myself were able to then get involved in the music team and work with fantastic classical brony artist Forrest Rain. And it's a weird, like, serendipity also, because Forrest Rain was one of my earliest inspirations in the fandom. I started listening to her reading of Upheaval Breaking Point and now Upheaval Reckoning, and that like kind of got me in the mindset of horse audio stories. Because very well done. It's a very good story by what is it, Vizidan or whatever. Think of it like Pony Game of Thrones, kind of. I don't know. It's high fantasy kind of like setup, and very, very a classic, started writing in 2011, 2012 kind of era. I'm not sure if he ever finished it or not, actually. I know recently Forrest came back and continued the audiobook, so I really need to go back and finish Reckoning on that. Anyway, so James Kelly, our horse composer, and I got to work with her, and we got the outro song, which is out there and finished on the first episode and everything. They haven't released a side video for it yet. I did make one for them. I believe the plan is to release that with Chapter 2 to really, like, hammer things home and really get the word out there. And then also the outro song, which I actually did the lyrics for on the outro song, should be coming out soon as well. We're just finalizing. It went through a few evolutions in terms of the composition itself. It used to be a much more demure kind of campfire song, and then it evolved into this big sweeping, like, super soundscape that Kelly turned it into. So we had to redo all of our vocals for it to fit the kind of song it became. But the lyrics I'm still very happy with, and hopefully that will come out with Chapter 3. And yeah, they're just finalizing Chapter 2. I'm sure it should be out soon-ish. They were doing some retakes. And then Chapter 3, a lot of us have already recorded. It's mainly the narrator, which is really interesting. There's 2 narrators, which I believe they're going to be switching back and forth between. And one of those 2 is Chris Blessings, who was our Red Reaper. So, so you're gonna, if you love that adorable accent, you're gonna get to hear a lot of that in the Fall Equestria Dead Tree official audio drama. And then the Sunrise character, the actual main character, which is the chick with the green, which is this chick, Wandering Sunrise. She also has a buttload of lines to record. So while she is recording those lines, Chapter 3 will also come out at some point soon-ish. So, what I'm saying is, listen to it for the plot. It's got a solid plot. And in my case, again, I am the I think I announced it on the channel, but I am the this guy, Nyota, the one of the 2 zebra characters. This is the more gruff, hardcore character. So it's really interesting too. The stage direction for his voice role when Cinder was auditioning me is I guess they really liked my my monster song. You remember my Monster Steel Hoof song? Ever since I could remember everything inside of me. Yeah, so I owe Imagine Dragons a lot for my horse career. Anyway, I don't know why people like that song, but they did. And specifically, they thought that my backing vocals, the lower, it wasn't really a harmony, but just the lower support vocals, the ever since I could remember everything inside of me, was like dead on the kind of voice they wanted for him. So literally, I'm like humming that to myself before recording each set of lines. So that's been exciting. That's been really exciting. And then Forest Rain is actually the other zebra, which is the pink one. the pink one. So yeah, that's been a great experience, and working with them, and it's also a paid gig, which I admit is pretty nice, because at least as far as our productions go, they're like, it's non-profit. It's definitely like, all our money goes back into the production. We're paying artists, we're paying voice actors, and then the rest of it gets absorbed in our travels to conventions, or our 1-year pilgrimage to conventions and stuff. So it's much appreciated for sure, but in actually getting a paid voice part from Dead Tree is kind of nice, because that money, that can then go into convention swag. I can hit up the vendor hall and find, that last 40E plush that I haven't bought yet, or something like that. So, anyway, I really should take a second and actually read the chat and see everyone's reactions. I know, streaming at weird times like this, I never know what to expect. I just kind of assume most of you will listen to it the next day. Hopefully it's enjoyable. I miss Everfree Network too. I know, right? They were such nice guys too. Sky is the wiki master. Yes, ever since that, what was it? The first, like, Babs, god damn it. Ever since the first BananaCast, or for, like, premiere, then finally I sat down and actually attempted to use the Wikia site, and ever since then it has been an explosion of articles. So if you have not checked out the Fallout Equestria Wikia, I've been very active in the last year. So we got all of Terminal Secrets done just after the finale, so you can go check out all those pages. There's the main page article of Terminal Secrets. Those are always going to be central hubs, so from there you can connect directly to every other Terminal Secrets page. And working on the same for Confessions. It's not quite done yet, but I'm close. We're in Red Reaper episode territory now, so it's just the back half of that episode, and then a couple of the overarching articles like The Great Arrows and TikTok that are left to fill out. So, yes, the wikis are great. And I basically been treating them like a, whatchamacallit, like one of those DK books, like behind the scenes, like, the ships of Star Wars. So there's a lot of little extra lore details in there. I've really been filling out the behind the scenes for all the fun, like, inspiration bits. Some of them are really obvious. Others I just, maybe your forward language or not American or whatever. So some of them kind of spell things out more. Even things I didn't know, like, Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico. Like, of course, New Mexico is very, very nuclear and all that stuff. I had no idea that Kirtland, which you almost never hear about if you look at Air Force stuff in America, it is the giant nuclear repository. That's where they've got, like, 4,000 bombs buried under the New Mexico desert. So, hey, I didn't know that. And I learned that in my research for the Ranger. So, now I know, and knowing is half the battle. That's right, capital B. Visidane. Yes, it's something like that. BananaCast, yes. Horseman. A zebra killer cutie mark. I have no idea, actually. And it's actually glyph mark. It's very important, you guys, that you distinguish. For zebras, it's a glyph mark. You gotta respect their terms. Handsome Zeb, yes, very handsome. You had to come here just for the thumbnail alone. Oh, that's right. I probably should reference the thumbnail directly before we get too distant. It's a general term in just like future shock, as in I'm shocked. There's a lot of great stuff coming up in the immediate future. But then also, I've been really back in the cyberpunk mode this week because there's been a lot of good news recently. First off, there was a great Grimies. I think it's just Grimes, but let's call her Grimies because that's funnier. Grimies, the electronic musician who is currently dating Elon Musk and pregnant with his child, came out with a great song for the Cyberpunk soundtrack called 4 a.m., which is really good. You should go check out the Cyberpunk 2077 soundtrack to hear it and download it or whatever. So that caught me in the audio mood, which of course is very important for me. And then two, they announced this week that for filthy console peasants like myself, if you buy Cyberpunk 2077 for Xbone, you'll get a free upgrade for the Sex Box when that comes out in the fall. So that's going to be fantastic. I don't have to buy it twice, just automatically get the 4K upgrade and everything. Because it's really weird with the way I upgrade in media levels or definition levels. My Xbone was my first Blu-ray player, so I didn't buy Blu-rays until then. And before that was the PS2, my first DVD player. So the Sex Box will be my first 4K Blu-ray player. So I'll just stop buying regular Blu-rays probably and start buying the Black-rays. And then at the same time, it finally is an excuse like, okay, I'm going to buy an actual 4K TV now. Because, these days, especially 4Ks are coming way down in price. And I've been getting Vizios for the last, 10 years now because they're cheap and they work. I'm like, I don't need a super fancy TV. If it's actual 4K and it is actually a nice, bright, colorful definition, that's great for me. That's all I need. So, I'll probably get like the fanciest model Vizio 4K that can fit mounted above my fireplace this fall to go with my sex box. So that'll be great. Anyway, so because of the 2077 under theme, I stumbled across this lovely art by someone again. I forget who drew this. Let me go see if I can see who drew this again. Artist colon SAT V12? SAT V12. Autumn Blaze? Oh no, she's a character in the background. So yeah, I think that's the artist, is Sat V12. Anyway, fantastic rarity art on on some kind of cycle, some kind of zoomies, and a nice little cyberpunk city in the background. So yeah, I mean, punk rarity. How do you not love her? She's the leader. She has her own gang, her own raider gang in the wasteland called the Fashion Victims. This is the deep lore. Rarity actually survived the Great War. Her spirit was recycled because of Black Book or some bullshit, and she became a leader of a raider gang called the Fashion Victims. And I don't know, they found a working hover cycle and city that's not bombed out or something. So there you go, deep lore. What did I miss? Good evening, Rivet. Rivet's in the chat, Sky. Hello, Rivet. What did you miss? You missed nothing. This is not interesting. Don't watch the show. Is it upgrade for the Xbox or both? Only the Xbox. I do have a PlayStation 3, but I'm not a gamer. The the Xboxes are mostly like well, honestly, it's a home video system at this point because it runs much smoother than having things separated through like the Verizon TV. Like the Xbox remote is very ergonomical compared to the Vizio controllers, which are garbage. So if I can make it so the Vizio controller only is an input and volume key, that's fine. The Xbox is fine for everything else. And I do like having the option of modern games. Like I did buy the Jedi Fallen Order and was very bad at it, so I haven't played too much of it since Christmas. But Cyberpunk, I'll probably put in more of an effort to be good at it, so I expect that'll work out. On top of that, I always hope for, Halo Infinite will be good, please. I did eventually, I liked Halo 5 more than Halo 4. The gameplay was a bit smoother, even though the wardens were garbage, and the music was 100% better because Neil Davidge was less than compared to Kazuma Jinochi. So yeah. And otherwise, like I said, I'm buying a 4K Blu-ray player. So, Black Gray. So that'll be good. I'll get my sex box tower, and it's kind of neat. It's not ergonomical. What's the word? Aesthetic. I gotta say though, I do hope they bring back some kind of like menu options. Like, have menu themes, but have one that can make it look like the original Xbox theme with the big spooky like green blob factory and the like really spooky sound effects in the background and stuff. I love that. It's like that's how you knew it was the early 2000s. Was you turned on your Xbox original and you get that freaky like machine industrial sound effect. So join us on PlayStation. I can't justify the purchase. I'm not a gamer anymore. I suck at video games. There should be a Cyberpunk Fallout Equestria 3020. There we go. That'll be great. Are you sure nothing? Cause if true, I need to finish catching up on Dead Tree streams. Yeah, I don't follow the streams myself because they're way ahead at like book 3. So I'm kind of, I didn't know that they had turned the game, the RPG, tabletop game, into a story. So this was kind of news to me. I am doing my best to experience it kind of, I guess, genuinely through Nyota's eyes and, be the best I can to make him a great character. So act like that. Come on. Okay, are we back? I think we're almost back. Are we back now? Please, you guys, reassure me. I'm just scrolling through the meme folder. Okay, sweet, we're back. Where was I? Oh yeah, okay, so for the Confessions finale, it's all mapped out. I mean, it's just like the whole, obviously the whole general bones of the story got finished with the Duchess Whore. I've explained this in the past, which is why, everything kind of gels a lot better after the Engineer. I'm not gonna lie and say I planned the whole thing from the beginning, because I didn't. But it's like, between writing the Ghoul Docteur and Duchess Whore, that's when the whole overall plot line was cemented. And it evolved a few times in the process, but now we're at the end. We are at the tail. And the bones are there, and then the more specific outline for Section 10 is there. And actually, there's a bit of dialogue, too. I already, went ahead, when you have those, jam writing moments, I went ahead and wrote how some of this certain dialogue between certain characters is going to unfold. So a lot of that I really just have to fill in and then maybe change the grammar. And yeah, it's very close. It'll be long too though. So the Section 9 is I don't even know. The final edit will probably be 45 minutes. It'll be a long one. It'll be like that Section 3 of the Ice Mare, the Great War section, where it's her entire relationship meeting Chrysanthemum and them rising up in the airship, ranks, and them going into battle, and them going down, and them almost dying. So that was a big ass section, and this will probably be kind of like that. And then the finale will also be a big ass section and kind of like that, because it's the finale. It's the last section ever, so it's got a lot to cover. It is a relatively long. I can't even say relatively, because most of Fallout Equestria is fucking long. It's relatively kind of on the shorter side. I mean, what the fuck? This fandom. I remember going through the side stories once, and not even counting the original, I think there are 20 stories that either finished or are probably going to finish that were longer than the EAST Corp expanded universe. If you combine Confessions and Terminal Secrets and Wasteland Survival Guide and the Twin Terrors, and you salt on the Come to Me and stuff like that, and all of our little the voice acted bits in front of Every Story Must Come to an End, or the Fallout Day songs. Still, we barely hit 450,000 words. So yeah, it's gonna be it'll be great once it's done. I'm just excited to be finishing it. That's what matters, is saw it through to the end. Like I said years and years ago, if I had to do it myself, if I had to record every last voice myself, I would finish the fucking story. So I have to go in there and be like, hey, I'm the dragon now. You guys get to hear all my voices for the characters that I gave them when I was actually giving them full fucking demos, which I don't do for them anymore. Honestly, I never did it for them necessarily from the start. Part of it was the main purpose by hair was always for the writing process. It was to read it to myself out loud, force myself to do that, so I run through that extra layer of processing and make the edits. So I think I described it in a podcast a long time ago, there's the initial draft, and then draft 2 is what gets recorded into a demo, and then draft 3 is my initial reactions from the demo, and then draft 4 is all the corrections made once everything is together, all the patchwork that really cements everything into one story. So I functionally speaking, it's probably standard deviations. So 60% of it is established in place on that first pass, and then 95% on the second, and then 97% on the third, and then 99 on the fourth, and etc. So I would say it's a 6 Sigma story. It's probably a 5 Sigma story. Because perfection is a lie. You don't actually want perfection. You want 2 Sigma. In your day-to-day life, that's 95%. That's an A. That's all you need. Or 4 Sigma, if you want to be all weird about what about both sides of the 0? 4 Sigma then. Because it's like any more effort than that and you're wasting your time. You're putting in a whole sigma of effort in between 95% and 99%. It's waste time. Don't do that. Perfection is the enemy of what is it? The perfect is the enemy of the good. And all art is like that. If you focus on art too much, you become George Lucas making little tweaks to the Star Wars movies for all time until he sells them, and then he's like, "Oh no, I need to make more tweaks because you're making more mistakes." Oh my god. So, any news on Untypical? I will say one thing is that Untypical has temporarily suspended production for a very important reason, is that Vermont has put all of his time resources into finishing The Great Experiment. So, that is still happening. I know that's a meta joke at this point, but that is still happening someday. I don't know what day, but someday. Hopefully this year. Hopefully this year. That's the plan. So yeah. However, a lot of it is done, really. Untypical is still moving forward with what Needle is doing as a producer, and then also Kelly has been doing some editing on his end and sound design and stuff, but he's also been busy. So the idea is we want to finish what's already our existing stories that are almost done, finish them, and then we can go full bore into the new stuff. Especially for me, because I really want to get this stuff done now. EAST Corp Expanded Universe confirmed. Yeah, I've always thought of us as like as our own like separate DLC. You know, we're like Dead Money, a frustrating side DLC that has some really rich story and characters if you have the patience to dig through it. And mostly self-contained with the original, which is always all I've ever tried, because there's too many stories. You can't. I'm sure every story interferes with each other, and probably the original too, unintentionally. But I've done all I can to stay as canon consistent with the original as I can. That's all I've tried to do. I probably fucked up somewhere, but that's what I've tried to do. I have to be honest, Nyota eventually becomes, in my view, a bit of a dick. Awesome. You know, you become, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That's fine. I will follow Nyota's story wherever it goes, even if he becomes a zebra dick. Speaking of which, if you are interested in Nyota fan art, you want to make sure you leave that content filter on Derpy Brewer. Let me just put it that way. You don't want to just go exploring the dead tree tag with the everything open unless you're prepared for everything. So, that's my warning. There is some good art though. Like, I don't know like how they've gathered this clan of art people. I know some of it has been commissioned, but there is a lot of fan, or at least like somewhat associated fan art of the Dead Tree story, which is great. And of course we love our fans and whatever art we can get, but it's just not as much. We're not Popular Horse. You know, they're now like in the top, you know, the upper tier. They're the 5 gods of Fallout Equestria and Project Horizons and Dead Tree and Pink Eyes and Heroes or something. General Kenobi. Yeah, hello, bananas. I gotta say, if I could redo the prequels from the very beginning, Grievous would have such a better role. Like, he was okay in the Clone Wars, the big ass long series that they finally revived for season 7. That was like kind of written, and then Disney killed it, and then like, oh fuck, oh we gotta bring it back to life. Oh fuck, please. Grievous was good in the Clone Wars. I did like his parts. I liked how they filled out some of his lore. But in just character presence, in intimidation factor, he was a lot better in the Genndy Tarkovsky Clone Wars. The little 5-minute things that became like 2 1-hour specials, animated specials. Grievous, like, he made a presence in those. Like, you recognized him as the general, as the scary robot lord who kills Jedi and takes their lightsabers and then kills them with their own lightsabers. He was a genuinely fearsome character, and then the little backstory about how he loses his voice is also good. So yeah, that's what I would do if I could redo the prequels from the beginning is... Well, honestly, is you get rid of some of the Sith. You just make it one Sith apprentice over the course of the prequels, and then one of the big things in Revenge of the Sith is that Palpatine betrays that old apprentice for Anakin, because he's like, but he's the new dark side, or whatever. He's got the magic chlorians inside of him. What the heck? Nightbot? What the fuck is a Nightbot? Hello, Bananas. EAST Corp Pack, $3.99. I don't know what this Nightbot is. I don't know how to fix this. What is this? Did we get hacked? What the fuck is this? I didn't turn on a bot. How do I ban Nightbot? I'm sorry, I have literally no idea what this is or how to turn it off. Is it like a YouTube thing? Did they put robots in? Does YouTube have robot moderators now? That would be lame. YouTube, please don't do that. I don't care. I really don't care. Like, when we have other streams with other people, like, they might care. I don't care. You know, I've seen some shit, so... Auto YouTube mods. Sorry, man. I don't know how to... Oh, what is this? Remove moderator. I think I fixed it. Okay, I clicked remove moderator on the Nightbot, so hopefully he's gone now. I marked the stream explicitly, not made for kids. YouTube, this fucking stream is not fucking made for kids. The whole channel was set that way. We checked it like 5 times when all this shit started to make sure every video was marked not for kids. I know they're cuddly horses, but this is like that show, The Happiest Tree Friends, where it might look cute, but it is not actually for children. Ugh, YouTube is so lame. It's, yeah, I don't know. I always root for a day that YouTube could be somewhat displaced in, like, a plurality. Think of, like 2008 Facebook MySpace, where MySpace was still the major player, but they had lost enough market share where it was, like, almost 50-50 between MySpace and Facebook. That's what we need. And that's the kind of balance we need for, like, in perpetuity. And hopefully not an oligopoly. But, you know, more competing platforms. Like, these days it seems like, VidMe disappeared. So now it's like BitChute for standard video. Because it's like peer-to-peer something or other. I don't know how that works. And then DLive seems to be the biggest alternate streaming platform because Twitch is weird. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot about Twitch lately. I think Twitch banned too many of their own people, and so all the new talent was like, oh, fuck this. We're gonna go to someplace else. The YouTube rules, spamming live chats is against the guidelines. Oh, man. Yeah, browse safely, you guys. I enjoy the fun, you know, it's fun. That's what these chats are for, but yeah, it's not our, we're just tenants here. Thanks, YouTube, for protecting us from the scary commenters. Oh my gosh. That's the most frustrating thing, too. It's like YouTube has had, like, block and mute buttons for years. Way back in, like, 2012 when I first started my channel. I remember, you know, 1 or 2 times I implemented the bot where... Not bot, but, like, the block when it's, like when someone from the fandom of a song discovers it, like the Gorillaz song, there's just 1 or 2 times where, you know, it's a whole block of the bad F word, you know, the F word that you really can't say. you know, at some point it's like, okay, now you're just cluttering the comments. Like, message received, thanks, I know, but we're just gonna move this to the side. YouTube's had those forever, and it's like, yeah, you know, it's I don't know, it's a little bit too much. I still think they should just have like colored tabs of YouTube. Have adult YouTube in like normal red and make it, you know, 17 plus. Like, not explicit porn, but like YouTube circa, I don't know, a few years ago when it wasn't this bad. And then have TeenTube, UTeen, or something. Ugh, that sounds bad. YouTube, God damn it. I don't know what you do for branding. YouTube Teens, and then YouTube Kids. It's perfect. And that's just how you'll know your upper limit is 16. And that's like, you know, you can say damn a few times. And then you can say the F word once a stream. Literally once. And the bot will mark it. Just like in Hollywood movies. It's like, once you say, fuck. And then the bar, like, it like paints an orange like bar or something over that time code. So you know. And then anything else will like, maybe it'll automatically bump it to the higher level. That could be cool. Like, that would be a smart use of AI, is if it hears enough naughty words, it reclassifies the video automatically. And that could be like a fun game. Like, you start off like really innocent and it's YouTube Kids, and then eventually someone drops the damn word and it gets bumped up into YouTube Teens, and then someone like drops, you know, Australian terminology, and then it goes right up into adult territory. That would be really funny. It's because soccer moms. Yeah, that's the worst like black pill of the internet. It's like, oh yeah, soccer moms. They're the ones affecting all this. Dang it. How many people have to say, "Can I see your manager?" to YouTube before YouTube complies? Apparently enough. They complied. Damn it, Karen. The Karens of the world, the eternal enemies of the Susan. Man. So, never visit TeenTube. Yeah. I do not know what that real website is or endorse it. Do not visit such sites. Yeah, so yeah. That's here we are in the future. Yeah, so that's been fun. It's a really, really good time for us. I'm really excited by the rate we've been getting Wasteland Survival Guides out. So we have 10 left. We have 10 unreleased Wasteland Survival Guides, and then the finale. So kind of like 11. But I really want to finish it this year. I know I've said that a few times now. I really want to finish it this year. And so ideally, if we are able to stick to that schedule, we'll hopefully have one out every, 3-4 weeks. No promises. This is just my ideal. It's not up to me. As soon as I get audio, I turn it into episode. But yeah, so hopefully we finish it this year. I really want to make that happen. Yeah, and then Confessions, which I do have total control over, that's moving along splendidly. I know it took some time. I didn't mean to mislead people before either. My life got a bit complicated at the end of last year for various reasons. But I did uncomplicate one part of it for the spring, which is why I've been on a serious pulse of production the last few weeks. So, ideally that keeps going. That is the plan, is that keeps going. And then, of course, we have some con prep then through March. That's what I'll be doing a lot of in March. But should be going. Already, we had VAs recording their parts. So, Homage, for instance, she has her stuff recorded up through Section 9 already. So that's ready to go. I have talked to our other new VA and some stuff. And we'll be going from there. So, yeah, it's been coming great. I was just loud. Damn it, Karen. Kids get into... That's right, hugs, not drugs. $2 from Sketchy Rivet. Hello to the American social credit system. You want a fucking story about the American social credit system? Let me tell you a story. But first, let me go get a drink so I can adequately explain my rage over this fucking story about American social credit system. Here, I'll put on some music for when I'm gone. I'll turn the volume down. It's not going to be overbearing. Where is it? Soiled it. Oh, god damn it. You're going to run all slow now. It's Discord. Discord always slows things down. Maybe I should close it. Okay, here we go. Come on, man. Why you gotta be this way? Oh. Okay, fuck. That took way longer than it should have. Okay, give me like a minute. Okay, I'm back. My package from Amazon also arrived, which I had to get, which will be for our later story, our story about the upcoming plague. So first off, okay, American social credit system. So I recently paid off my car, which is great. It's so nice, successfully paying off a large 5-figure loan that I've been paying into for years. And years and years. And I was all happy with myself because it's in my 20s still, so I have good credit, but I'm like, I'm young, my credit will get better as I age because now I'll have paid off this really big loan. Like, that looks really great, right? So cool. They're gonna trust me now that I'm a good person to lend money to. Next month rolls by. Your credit score has dropped 35 points. I'm like, is this a joke? What the fuck are you talking about? So I call my bank, a credit union rather. So it's a little bit better than a bank and probably won't feel quite as hard when the apocalypse comes. But I call them up and I'm like, hey, why did my credit score go down? I just paid off a car and on your website and the FICO or whatever says that one thing that can affect your credit score is not having paid off any large loans as agreed. And I'm like, what the fuck? Was that $20,000 not high enough? Should I have bought a Ferrari or a fucking Miata? No. So, yeah, you did pay off a big loan, and yeah, that helped. But it's actually the fact that now you have less lines of credit open. You have less accounts that are constantly sucking off of you like the leech that is the modern financial system. So because you're less indebted to the system, they don't like that. Well, fuck me. I didn't consider that. My credit went down because there isn't a constant threat of having to pay you 10% interest on a car loan on the off chance I'm late, which I mostly wasn't. Mostly I treat my credit card just to get like airline mileage and stuff. But there was a time when I lived in the Bay Area, which is fucking unsustainable, where my credit card did mount for a few months, and I did pay interest on debt for a year or so because of the stupid not having money. And same with the car. I had a really good, generally good interest rate, but it was still an interest rate. And now the, fucking Golden One or whatever isn't making money on that interest anymore. So your credit score goes down. Well, fuck you. Okay, then. That's fine. I'm still in the green. I don't need to buy a new house right now because I have another 10 years paying off this house or something like that. And then when I do that, then you can knock my credit score down another peg that I'm not paying into house anymore. So, yeah, that's fantastic and bullshit. And fuck the entire credit system in the United States. So, yeah, I know. China's bad, for sure. I mean, it's not like it's not bad. But at the same time, it's not like we're a lot better off in certain ways. So, yeah, that was fun. So, yeah, credit card, that's the best things. Elevator music. Yeah, it was basically elevator music. So what I played there was one of my few totally original compositions, which was made for a trailer that never got released, for a series that I guess was kind of similar to Fallout Equestria Dead Tree, where it was going to be called Stabletech Chronicles, I think, and it would have been played as an RPG PvP game broadcasted over the Stabletech website, and then the story would be like interactive. It would be an collective adventure with an audience and everything. And then presumably we probably would have pursued a similar thing to Fiara and them, where then they draft it into an actual story and edit it and stuff like that. So that would have been neat. It looked neat. So they needed a trailer and they needed music composed for it. So I literally composed to the trailer video, and I was pretty happy with it. And then they never released the video. And then when that one guy submitted that song that was actually a Kevin MacLeod song, I had to remove it from the old soundtrack video, and I'm like, what the fuck? What do I put there now? And so I just threw in my old poker ditty audio. Yeah, the social credit system is so bullshit. It is funny though, where now they say one of the adaptations, because it's like an arms race between populace and government, of like cameras on the street, of like always being like face identity or whatever, is now it's like a double win for like face masks. So like it's very, especially since SARS, I guess like 20 years ago is where this started, a high culture of wearing face masks like kind of regularly. And then in China specifically, they still burn so much coal and they have so much heavy industry, because we sold them all of our heavy industry at a price that wasn't agreed to by everyone. They have a lot of smog everywhere. And so a lot of the general Chinese people just started wearing masks to help cut down on the smog. It's like what we had in California when we had all the fires last year. I had to get one of them N95 masks, and it did help. It's hard to breathe through, but it did help. But yeah, so it's interesting the way that kind of stuff is unfolding. And then now, of course, the masks are in short supply because we have the specter of death creeping its way across the face of the earth. So that's great. I'm looking forward to BabsCon, where one orgy probably in a room is going to give everyone the coronavirus or something. You spread it down the whole hotel. So I'll see on that. I did get a gas mask though. It's like the key is you get one of them like painter's masks, because most people don't put two and two together that's like kind of what you're looking for. There's the P100 like pad filters, and they're like bright pink, is made by 3M, but the coloring is like for like rating the standard or whatever, and they look like kind of pink, like weird little like pads. Yeah, I don't know. And then there are like the box filters, really big like triangles you see on the side of their face. And those are better because they're like the vapor ones that might have a better chance of filtering out like fine like viral particulates or whatever. So the best one of those is like the pink, well, they're all pink. the pink P100, and then it's got an olive green like bottom ring, and that's the mixed gas vapor version. So from what I've read, that's the best. But then reconnect. Are we back? I think we're back. Sketchy Rivet was making a reference to social media adapting the social credit system of China. Oh yeah, I mean, obviously it's way more than like, yeah, credit cards. The FICO score is bad, but yes, no, the much bigger threat is the tech monopolies literally just copy and pasting Chinese style censorship on American social networks. So I think it's always a bit smart to have at least cursory knowledge of like the dissident websites that it's like, okay, you can still go to some places to find information that, you know, a billionaire or a politician wouldn't be happy with, kind of thing. So that you still got your image boards somewhere. Anyway, it's yeah, it sucks. We'll see how that plays out in the future. It was probably bound to happen no matter what. It's just like the settling of the American West. Like, of course, it was Wild West for like 50 years, but over time, there are enough highways built, there are enough train tracks built, there are enough frontier forts built that civilization creeped its way in, and, you know, you couldn't just be your wild gunslinger having your county wars against the sheriff or anything. So the internet's basically the same, but yeah, we'll see where how far the frontier goes, I guess. Let me see here. I don't know about any fake karate thing. I'm not familiar with that. Yeah, it's like a terrible Sims game, that's for sure. Yeah, the EU, I still don't know like what happened with the like Article 13 kind of stuff. I haven't heard any specific like major like happenings of like someone getting deleted or memes getting copyright striked or anything. I guess though, now that Britain's out officially of the EU, that they said they aren't going to implement the Article 13, so that's something. It's kind of cool. I don't know. They'll probably have their own thing in a different way, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know. Enjoy it while it lasts. As always, physical media. Download whatever you can. buy DVDs and movies that aren't like DRM locked. That was a weird thing too for a short time. I know Sony really tried to push for that, where it's like you plug in, those UMD like mini diskettes, and they wouldn't play until you had an internet connection like ping and approve that you purchased it or some shit. And it's like exactly what happened with the Xbox One too, initially, before they fired that guy. It's like such bullshit over like what, a $60, you know, game or a system or whatever. It's like you're just encouraging more piracy. Like, look at all of the marketplaces now. Like, they all let you just download the MP3, and technically you could do whatever you want with that. You could restream it or share it or copy it to your friends or whatever, but it's like, just having it be there that you can just take it wherever you want to go, at least it gives people the option to then just use it and not have it locked up in your goofy web of network connections. Because internet's never perfect. Like, even if you live in like the best cyber cafe in Seoul, it's never perfect. You lose power to your house or your whatever, and your internet's down. Yeah, it's some drunk driver crashes into a phone pole, and then suddenly your Comcast goes down for a whole neighborhood. That literally happened to my parents' house. They live in like a more rural area, and so everything's on the poles. And literally, a drunk driver crashed into one of those wooden telephone poles, which also had the data cables running all over it. And that shit crashed right into the asphalt. And we didn't have internet again for like 2 days, when they literally had to bring in a new pole and then string it with a new transformer repeater or whatever. So anything can happen. Wi-Fi can go down. Like, you want to be able to like play, or simple things too, like flying. You know, unless you have a fancy phone or pay for airline Wi-Fi, then your phone's probably self-contained. So in my case, it's really nice with Google Music, how it's just save locally. I got my big ass, fat, fatty fat mini SD card, and I put 200 gigabytes of audiobooks and horse podcasts and all sorts of stuff in there. And so even if, for some reason, I had to fly for 50 hours of connecting flights, I've got enough shit to listen to keep me entertained from not, dying of boredom in an airport terminal. It is nice having a new laptop again, though. I got so much traction, so much classical confessions writing out of my old Google Chrome book, but it's just too slow. It can't. And the offline mode on that thing was always buggy as hell for the same reason. So now I have a normal laptop where I can download a Google Doc and turn on track changes on Microsoft Word and then do whatever editing I want on a thing and write to my heart's content. And then when I get home the next weekend or whatever, I can check out those track changes and copy them into my master Google Doc, and it's all good. We're all set. So I'm excited about that. Barbed wire is what killed the Wild West. Yeah, it's true. It is crazy, though, how much of the West is just federally owned, which is good and bad. Obviously, that was one of the hallmarks of Teddy Roosevelt's administration, working with John Muir and getting the national parks protected and stuff. I'm very loosely related to Teddy Roosevelt, so he is up there in my favorite presidents, right behind President Eden. Anyway, so you have to go to those wild places to really see the stars and everything, which is really cool. But it's at some point once you have gates and park rangers, then the West ain't so wild anymore. So that's cool. Now the Wild West is Canada. Now the Wild West is everything north of the 48th parallel that is basically wilderness. There's Canadian Highway 1 and Winnipeg, and then it's nothing for 1,000 miles, 1,200 kilometers until you hit the North Pole. There's probably a Russian base in there somewhere. We do need Wi-Fi satellites. That would be great. It is funny, though, how much of the internet still runs through hard wires, though. That's kind of the big surprising thing is still 99% of just raw trunk internet traffic is running through some cable buried on the bottom of the ocean. It's kind of surreal. I remember, I don't know, as a kid, I just I guess I always assumed that was ridiculous. You think about oh, don't ever let an electrical wire fall in the pool kind of thing. You're it's going to get shocked and go short. But you look at those first days of laying a telegraph line, the boop, 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 between London and New York. And it's the mid 1800s and they're dropping this giant cable under the ocean for whatever it is, 800 kilometers from New York to London. And that was the first one. And then ever since then, there's thousands now. It's just surreal to think that A, that works, and B, that they can sustain it. I don't know. That's the kind of shit where it's okay, maybe Andrew Ryan really could build Rapture. It's not that hard, I guess. In the 1960s? Sure, why not? So, I only say that because recently I stumbled on JT Music. He's one of those internet rapper people who makes a new song with every new video game that comes out. Miracles of Sound is one of those kind of people. There's this guy who's also an animator named Stupendium who does some really cool videos. Anyway, the JT Music guy, his music team are really good at laying them fat beats for his songs, and his BioShock songs are very quality. So his BioShock 1 song was, I think is Rise, Rapture, Rise, something like that. And then the second one about BioShock 2 has a really kickin' beat, and it's about, the story of BioShock 2. So, anyway, if you get a chance, check those out. Those are really great. I was watching them a lot this week, and so that's why I'm thinking of BioShock. It's funny, too. I did get the BioShock, remaster box set over Christmas. Haven't played it yet. It's sort of the classical problem where whenever I have free time, I'm putting it into production. I'm writing, I'm drawing art for a Wasteland Survival Guide, or recently I was spending time editing those damn bloopers. I really hope you guys like those bloopers, that you appreciate those bloopers, because that is a lot of editing. I'm not used to doing that much intensive video editing. I want to say it's like an hour and a half every minute. So that last one probably took me 5 hours of getting all the quick cuts and all the right assets in place and stuff. And that's on top of the audio editing of having her voice drop in and out of like the proper background sound and everything. So I hope you guys like them. They're fun to make, and they are good when I have good raw content to work with, but they take time. That's all I'm saying. Please appreciate it, because I would really like that. See what any chats or whatever are saying. There's memes. Dentry stuff. Nope, we're still waiting on the chapter 2. Oh yeah, and then they are talking about panels and stuff. So yeah, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get to be up on that panel too. The Dead Sweet panel at BabsCon. Either way, a lot of people should be there. Like I think Cinder will be there, and Fiara's always there because she was the Queen Quake for many years. So it should be nice. Bloopers be nice. Yeah, bloopers do be nice. It exists. The space Wi-Fi. A heavy spaced out. We're talking about game raps now. Yes, we are. Yeah. Those are fun. He has a great cyberpunk song too. Speaking of the art of the week. It is really good cyberpunk whatever sounding backtrack to it. Also, half of JT Music's real quality comes in because of the main female singer he works with. I forget her name, but she's in most of his songs, and she's a really good singer. She's a really nice lady. So check those out. Oh shoot, here we go. $2.01 burger bucks from Roy Mustang. Have you seen the new Clone Wars yet? Donation winner. Hashtag donation winner. No, I have not seen the new Clone Wars yet. My brother did get Disney Plus. Did get Disney World. Disney Plus. Because I have a niece and nephew that are 4 and 2 respectively. So that would be great for them. Obviously, they're those kids. So sometime I have to just weasel my way over to his house and watch the new Clone Wars episodes from him. Because I did Mandalorian on the 1 month trial, and then I canceled the trial, so I didn't get to finish it. But that was pretty fun. But yeah, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping they're good. I haven't heard mixed things, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know the first, I think 8 plot lines were put on the website a long time ago, along with some storyboards and stuff. So I don't know if they kept to those or they changed up the order or anything. But yeah, I'm hoping for the best. May the force be with the series. So yeah. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, we teased it earlier, the plague. So yeah, I got a gas mask. I guess I'm only talking about it now because now our very our very esteemed disease control organization, the CDC, announced okay, it could be a problem now, and obviously other parts of the government also screwed things up big time. Eden 2020. So so it's worth paying attention to, like anything else that's a thing. I know there have been big diseases in the past, Ebola broke containment last time with that Dallas nurse lady, and then the SARS was a thing, and MERS was a thing, and West Nile was a thing, and then there was the Zika virus, which was mainly a thing for pregnant women, which was really freaky, but this is not it's not nothing. That's the point. It's it's not to be ignored. So what I do, and I've had this ever since I was in Virginia because of hurricane prep. Actually, I have like a big like 8-gallon water thing, like the kind of thing you could take to like camping trips or whatever too. It's almost like what you call it, a keg. It's got like a built-in like hose and everything, but it's just for storing water. And I've got like, water purifier drops, so it's like if you have to just scoop up this all goes back to the Wasteland Survival Guide too. If you have to scoop up lake water and purify it and you can't, boil 8 gallons or whatever, then you can use these iodine things to at least kill all the bacteria. And then, or bleach, or the bleach works too. The 1 drop of bleach for every 16 ounces. To at least kill the bacteria, and then you filter out the sediment any way you can. Yeah, and then like stored food. I have one of those like emergency boxes. This is relatively cheap, and it's like, I think it's 10 days if you go by like standard calories, but if you actually space out the meals, then theoretically you can go like a month. So, and then a good shorthand too, speaking of like where this thing is like hit, is pasta. Pasta has a lot of raw like calories, like just calories are motive energy, so those matter for sure. Like you can't go on starvation calories in a time like that if you can help it. So get a bunch of like raw dried pasta, like shit you can easily just soak in water and then eat. Like that's good raw calories. And then I've always like taken vitamin like supplements, so it's like that can get you going pretty far. Big bags of raw beans, if it's the right kind of beans, or canned beans, have protein. Vegans have survived off of bean protein for many years. Not as many years as as normal people, but many years. And then also they have their own like vitamins and minerals and shit. So it's like it's good to just have spare food just in case. It's a good idea. And then one thing I had to get to was in Virginia, I had one of these like wind up crank radios for if like the whole big storms and everything. That got lost, so I had to get a new one of those. That new ones are fancy because they have the hand crank for power, which can also power your phone, and then also they have a built-in solar panel thingy for charging themselves off of sunlight, which for California is great. Like, if I'm just stuck at my house and power's out, I can easily put that shit out or at my windowsill during the daytime, and it's full battery by the end of the day. Almost any time of year, because Central Valley, California is like, it's like no weather. Like, there really isn't. Like, our cloud cover days are maybe 10% of the year, and of that 10%, maybe 10% of those have actual precipitation, like rain. And usually those rains are floods. So like last year we had like fuggin' floods, which was the you can Google the old articles about it, which was the Russian River flooding, which was a big deal because there are a lot of little communities around it. But that was like a fuckload of rain last February. And then this February is like the balance. Now this February we haven't gotten any rain at all. It's actually been nice. It's been like full on Groundhog Day, where the groundhog bitch didn't see his shadow, so we got spring instantly. It's been 20 Celsius out all month, and it's been fucking gorgeous. I love it. I'm like borderline about to put on shorts now. I am a doomsday prepper. Every day is doomsday when you work in a nuclear horse studio. That's the mindset you want to be in for riding. No, it's very normal stuff, like camping stuff. I used to always go camping with family, and so having a camping hatchet, having a multi-tool, it's all basic stuff. Having a couple dozen guns, it's good to have. You got to be prepared for anything. It's gonna be 70 Monday and then 30 Monday. Oof. That's quite the drop. Yeah, I don't know either. Next week, I have heard that there could be a storm hitting the West Coast next week that like takes everything back into winter. Because technically, this is the middle of the winter, so But California is not like normal places. Or I guess rather the Central Valley, because like up in the Sierras, it's snowing and stuff. So yeah. It's a neat place. About the same in Virginia. Yeah, I remember Virginia. What was the coldest time in Virginia? It felt like end of January was always coldest. I remember there were some mornings walking to the shipyard that were like 8 Fahrenheit, which I think is -10 Celsius. So it's cold. It's much colder than I'm used to. A filthy summerborn like me, I'm not accustomed to that. I've lost connection to my Viking heritage, so it's a little bit cold. I was able to survive, but it's like it's kind of dumb, like wearing like a thick jacket just for like a mile of walking to and from your car. I don't know. It feels dumb. So I never like got a heavier coat. I just kind of tough it out. What is it? 100 McDonald's managers going to make their employees come in during the outbreak. Never have a day you can't get McNugs. That's right. You got to have your source. Well, I just say it because there are like random places where the outbreak is like really outbreaking, like a Dustin Hoffman movie from the 90s. Like, first was Korea, which is like kind of weird. Like, I really don't have a straight answer on the Korea story because it literally sounds like a doomsday cult across the earth. And there's like, I think 10 or 12 countries that are connected to that weird cult in Seoul, Korea. So F's in the chat for Korea. And then Iran, who knows? Iran was like, oh, by the way, we're kind of sick too. Cough, cough. And then like the health minister of the Iranian Republic like literally just starts coughing in the middle of the conference, and now they say he's dead or sick or something. So, and then Italy, out of nowhere, then Italy becomes like the big polar like center in Europe, which is specifically northern Italy. I think Lombardy. I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce the Italian name. I don't have a video cam, so I can't get my hands up there to properly pronounce it. But somewhere in northern Italy, the big outbreak hit hard, and so there are like certain areas that are like under some kind of travel controls, and they are already cleaning out stores and stuff. And I saw one really funny and sad video of like a very old Italian man, and he's like complaining to the local news about like the pasta's gone, all the pasta's gone. And I kind of laughed, and it was also sad. But, yeah, if the pasta isn't gone, buy the pasta. I mean, dried pasta, you can look at the box, but I think that shit lasts for a long time. I mean, unless it gets moldy or you leave it someplace wet where it can re-soften, like, you can just leave it for like a year or so. And then at the end of that year, make a big fucking mac and cheese. And have a mac and cheese party for your friends. And then buy fresh. I don't know. There's a lot you can do. 300 plus new cases. Yeah, I mean, I'm in California, which is like the epicenter, because all the people they brought back from China, they just dropped here. So I'm already dead. You're hearing this from the past. This is pre-recorded. I'm already dead. So, yeah. The best case scenario for me, quote unquote best case scenario, if it becomes like a real big deal, if like they're really shutting down like cities and roads or whatever, I'm like on the very edges of the city. Like I'm not in Sacramento proper. I'm in like the Tri-County area somewhere in like the southeasty kind of side. There's a lot of cool places down here, like an old nuclear plant. Anyway. Best case scenario for me is that my job lets us remote work, because with my work laptop, I can honestly do like 99% of my job just from home. And so if they decide to tell us like, don't come to work because of plague or whatever, that would be fine. I could easily do all my work from home and just, do my little engineering drawings and all my little database updates and shit. And make them all happy, all the HDRs that can get their projects done. So, yeah. So, of course, this is all speculation. It probably won't actually get anything like that bad or whatever. But It's one of those things. It's like, if you can find a use for something anyway, you might as well get a little bit more of it. Like for instance, one major thing, and like this is, I should have led with this, because this is the major thing, is medicine. If you have any kind of medical dependencies whatsoever, like if you take migraine medicine like me, or like other associated drugs of any kind, stockpile. Like get as many as you can right now, because for some reason, most of our medicine comes from China, which I fucking didn't know, but it does. So, I mean, it's bad there no matter what. I mean, even if it doesn't really get any worse anywhere else, it's really legitimately bad in China. And they have shut down so many factories and stuff, and you know, all horror stories coming out of Wuhan and that province. So if they can't make medicine, or the prices spike out of, you know, necessity, or what is it, you know, rarity, you just make sure you got your pills. Whatever pills you take, make sure you got lots of them, just in case. Can't hurt. It literally can't hurt unless they're like really expensive already. So that's pro tips for Sky from Sky. In case you're wondering, yes, I did die before finishing Confessions. You'll never know what happens or how many people die now. No, but I have thought about that over the years. I have had enough of the outline in my master document where if I did randomly like get in a car accident or whatever, like I guess my parents or whatever could just post it and you could read like what the ending was supposed to be, but I know there are a few like unironic like times that has happened in the Brony community with like people with big stories and then they die in a sad way. So yeah, that option's always been there since like 2015 or so. But it's not gonna happen. I'm going to finish it. It's gonna be fine. Going to get that episode out there. If it's literally the last thing I do, if I'm recording the last of my lines through an intubator, I will work that into the story somehow. Yeah, that's right. It is quote unquote getting better in China. Let's not jinx that, but hopefully everything's fine. We want everyone to be fine. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's plague. It's a hashtag plague talk. What else is going on? Songs. You know, people seem to like my Valentine's Day song. That was fun. None of them obviously are ever going to top the Human Touch, the Lyra song. That was just too perfect, honestly. But I really try to just experiment with different stuff that's outside of my comfort zone. It's trying to make some fun songs. There will be more Big Bandy songs coming soon, though, because we got a Confessions episode coming up, which means there's at least one more unreleased song that I have to parody and get out there. I wonder what it could be. And then at the same time, we are working on a little extra something also, which is pending on what's going to happen. Oh yeah, apparently there's some new Samurai Jack game. Let me pull up that video. I will mute it so the stream doesn't get Susaned, but I will watch the video, maybe with like captions on. Samurai Jack Game. Okay, first look at Samurai Jack Battle Through Time on IGN. But okay. Mute. And where is it? Oh, no closed captions? Okay, never mind then. That's fine. Oh, is this going to be indiscernible without closed captions? Oh, fuck. Okay, let's turn it up just a little bit.
What's up, everybody? Today's Daily Fix is presented by Warface. Our first look at the Samurai Jack video game, Grimes totally spoils her Cyberpunk 2077 character, and we're taking a look into Warface's sniper class.
Don't dox me, Susan. We're just listening. This is commentary video, totally legit, copyright commentary.
Upcoming Samurai Jack game. Adult Swim Games and Japanese dev Soleil announced Tuesday that a new game based on the hit animated series is on the way.
Okay.
The exclusive
I like the animation. It's very stylized.
On PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. Samurai
Damn it, damn it, damn it. Did we really disconnect? Are we back? Fuck. Please tell me that we're back. This is making me very angry. It's always fucking something, man. Ah. That's right. We are back on our Samurai Jack stream. Needle is already having flashbacks. Somewhere, somehow, she can feel that she can feel that the Samurai Jack stream has returned. Fuck. Which one's a good meme for this? Yeah, we'll use this one. Okay. I totally forgot some of the stuff I had in the Samurai Jack meme folder. Remember when some people didn't like always horny all the time Gendy's love interest characters? Everybody loves somebody sometimes. Yeah, I've done every experiment I can on why we get Susan every 30 minutes. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, I'll keep playing IGN audio. Totally commentary. Do not strike channel.
Definitely honoring Gendy Tartakovsky's iconic style. And if you're heading to PAX East, both Bachman and Tartakovsky are doing a panel Friday where they're supposed to reveal more details about the project. I think this is pretty cool.
Okay, a panel. That's gonna be fun.
Since 2017, and even though I haven't seen every episode, the series was massively popular, and it's nice to see it live on. Anyone who sees their favorite childhood cartoon being made into more stuff is probably going to be pretty happy about that. It does go back to what I was saying yesterday, though, about remakes of classic winners versus developing brand new IP. Yes, it is fun to see your favorite characters come back in new forms, but does this make it more difficult for game developers trying to make something new? So I put the question to you, kind viewers. What do you think about this? Remake the
I think it's awesome.
Trails. Is it an either or is it both? Let me know. And speaking of familiar faces in video games, Canadian pop singer Grimes is set to appear as a character in CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, there you go.
We knew that. That's not the news. The news is that Grimes leaked details about her character's backstory in a live stream over the weekend. That live stream has since been taken down, but there's a summary on Reddit that runs down the spoilers she dropped. So, spoiler alert. It's kind of dark also, so heads up. The character's name is Lizzie Wizzy, and Grimes wrote, quote, I plan upon
Lizzie Wizzy.
Suicide on stage, and they had to quickly come and perform emergency surgery and replace her whole body with cybernetics.
Oh, fuck.
Lizzie was dead for about an hour, and then she finished the show as a cyborg,
God damn. This is fucking hardcore.
in the game. But Grimes said she hasn't played Cyberpunk 2077 yet, but she watched someone play about an hour of it. She said, quote, that game is going to be fucking good. I am so psyched for Cyberpunk, as we know, and it's wild.
Yeah, of course the game is gonna be fucking good. If my song is in it, please play the games. I get royalties.
Then Cyberpunk in September, then Halo Infinite.
Oh, that's right. Cyberpunk did get delayed to like September.
Cyberpunk 2077 comes out September 17th, 2020.
Ah, Constitution Day.
Let's throw it to our guest correspondent.
America collapsed into corporate city-states. Yeah, so that, okay, that looks cool. In case I was talking over it, so yeah, apparently her character is a pop star that kills herself on stage, and like Trauma Team shows up and completely cybernizes her entire body right there on stage, and then she finishes her concert. God damn, that's pretty fucking hardcore. So that should be fun. And now you're like, okay, how do they work in Elon? Because of course they're gonna work in Elon somewhere. Because like already they're talking about putting in the fucking Cybertruck, which is honestly a given. The Cybertruck truck looks cool. Yeah. Speaking of which, if they're talking about like cyberpunky looking cars, You remember that In Time movie with Justin Timberlake, where it's like they have their like death clock on their arms, and it's very like arbitrary because it's like a metaphor for like money and stuff. But it's like they have the death clock on their arms, and there's like time police and stuff. Anyway, in that movie, the not Cillian Murphy. Yeah, it is Cillian Murphy. Anyway, that guy, the Scarecrow. It was Scarecrow. He has, I believe it's a Dodge Challenger, but it's really neat looking. It's really souped up. It's got like this kind of like gunmetal body and a really neat light design and stuff. So anyway, I thought that was like just cyberpunk enough. Like, I'm sure like cars with stuff like that would be really neat in the new thingy. Anyway. Hour 36. So, all right, 24 minutes to go. We're almost at our 2-hour mark. What else is there to talk about? We covered Dead Tree, and we covered Confessions, going well. Wasteland and Survival Guide, going well. BabsCon, coming along. Pony, still dead. All of her friends died. Twilight outlived them. Is very sad. They lied to us. Why did they lie to us? Megan, why did you do this to us? Or Big Jim, whoever's at fault. Fandom isn't dead, although it's trying. Yeah, so creativity keeps on going. I'm still making my songs. Gotta finish Confessions. That's really the main end game. Is I have to finish it. I cannot end my time in the fandom in any capacity with this open. This is the longest arching project I've ever been, associated with / leading. So I have to see it through. And really, except for one or two details, it worked out the way I wanted. Like, obviously, I wish that we kept our original Green Shift and Duchess. Of course, I wanted them more. One of the only things I would have changed is, obviously, they would be reading their parts for all the past episodes, and then whether or not they appear in the final episode. But overall, volume of lines, I probably wouldn't have changed too much, because really Green Shift was only meant to have that one bit in Ice Mare to be like the ghoul color commentary to hammer home that part of the story, and have his own little fun opening, which was kind of a bait and switch about that the Red Reaper story would be bigger than just a one-off kind of thing, or two-off or whatever. So, and then for Duchess, yeah, she was always going to provide that level of like kind of be the magic commentary. So it's like we had Raider commentary from lovely Battered Blades, and then we had our tech commentary from fuck's the character's name again? Amberhorn. A magic commentary from Rose Petal, and then we had our ghoul / medical commentary from Queen Shift. So it all worked out nicely. They all provided just the right spices with each other. And hopefully, too, you've enjoyed the compilations, because I'll be honest, they're a little bit of a filler. I mean, I admit, obviously, I wish the series were already done, that I had everything done, but I had some more slowdowns, so it was something where I'm like, okay, I can easily do some editorial licensing and bring together fun little components from the past episodes that fit together nicely. A little Valentine's Day thing, a little Battered Blade compilation of all her great bits. So hopefully that's been enjoyable. Have you seen any news on the Stable Tech thing? Yeah, I mentioned at the very beginning of the sorry, let me take them off screen. Of the BananaCast is that Vermont has suspended his role in Untypical production temporarily for a few months to focus on finishing Great Experiments. So I don't know any more details, but I'm hopeful. So we'll see what happens. It should be fun. It should be fun eventually. And I'm sure we'll have some kind of meta line in there about like, yeah, this took as long as the Stable Tech is. But the difference is it is going to get released. It is going to get released if I have to kill him myself to do it. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, Kelly's been busy, obviously, doing the Fallout Dead Tree music. And then another little thing that we're prepping. What else? We brought back What the Fic. I was really happy with that. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed What the Fic 7, the fickiest, the whatiest. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought we got some good bits out of that. I did peel out that one solo bit for my channel, the Gilbert Gottfried voice of the Tempest in Twilight Bath Time. But there are some other really good ones in there. I need to go through it and either put time codes or pull out some more excerpts for their own videos. So, especially at the beginning when we talk about Chris, when Chris is involved in it, it's really funny. Have you seen Harley Quinn yet? I assume you're going to mean. I assume you mean the artist formerly known as Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous something Adventures of Harley Quinn, which has now been renamed Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey, which is really, really fucking sad because from the very, very start they should have just named it Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, because it's like alpha. I guess. I don't know the Birds of Prey, honestly. But apparently Harley Quinn wasn't one of them in the original iterations. So having that simple title establishes the original canon that, okay, it's Harley Quinn and this group that she is not technically part of, but that she kind of works with in this plotline. The and sign is easy. Your nice fat ampersand. The English character that got rejected from the classical alphabet and you put in this special character role. Could have had a big fat ass ampersand right behind Harley Quinn and sign the Birds of Prey. It would have been perfect. I don't know why. I don't know what marketing agent thought, hey, how about we have a title for a movie that is like 18 goddamn words long. And the selling point of the movie, which is Harley Quinn, which is the only thing that made it out of the Suicide Squad movie intact, we're going to put her name at the very ass end, so it will never ever appear in the chyron of the movie theaters of one Harley Quinn. It's like, I get it, like, in that it's cute and whatever, but it's like, that's the kind of thing you do on a book, where you see the book cover in front of you always, or an audiobook, where you see the digital artwork on the screen always. It's not something you do for a movie title where the key thing is searchability. And of course, like, people shared around Birds of Prey, but pretend for a second that you're some normie, that you're some like 50-year-old like boomer parents and they've got their teenagers who maybe aren't DC fans. Like they watch the superhero movies when they're out, but they don't know the deep lore of DC Comics or whatever. And they're walking through the movie theaters in February, you know. This is like kind of a weird season for movies, but it's like they see the name and they're like, Birds of Prey, that sounds weird. Like, what are their first impressions of that going to be? They're thinking it's either a nature movie because it's saying Birds of Prey, and so maybe they're thinking let's go like Call of the Wild or like literally a documentary or something. Or B, that it's some kind of like Jason Bourne action-y type movie. Like you know, I don't know. It's like it's just bad marketing. It's really sad and unfortunate because Harley Quinn is a good character and she deserves her own movie in like a really well executed way. I don't know the Birds of Prey characters beyond what is it? Siren? Is that her name? Black Canary. That's it. Black Canary with the loud voice and stuff. She's great. She was great in the old DC, you know, Justice League Ultimate like series and stuff. That could have been better laid out or whatever. I don't know. It's just sad. I know what they wanted to do, and I wish it had worked out better, but they needed to do better to make it work out better, kind of thing. So, and I didn't see it, obviously. So this is all kind of secondhand speculation from what I've heard from the, you know, the box office return, from all that stuff. So I hope it's good. I really do hope that, you know, maybe it does better in Blu-ray after, like, more word comes out about, like, you know, how, the actual plot and all that fun stuff. But, yeah. Because she's such a great character. I mean, she was the best remnant of the original animated series, was this throwaway, you know, female sidekick character for the Joker who completely, you know, took her own spotlight violently with a big fat hammer and two hyena puppies by her side. Like, that's a great story. That a character becomes so great that she almost like takes over the show that she was just cast in to be a throwaway bit part. And so, like, you know, it was a crime that she was in that shitty Suicide Squad movie, and it's a crime what they did to her now with this. It's ironically. So, I don't know. And then there was that one animated movie, The Batman and Harley Quinn, which was better. It was still kind of cringy in its own ways, but it's like, she had better screen time. I still think the, was it Batman Arkham Assault or whatever, which was the animated Suicide Squad movie that came out around the same time. That was honestly probably one of the best, like, Harley Quinn somewhat starring movies that have been out in a while. I know there's some animated series on, what is the Warner Channel? Is it HBO Max? Whatever the DC Comics Netflix is, there's a Harley Quinn series. I haven't seen it. I've only seen clips, but that looks neat. It looks like fun animation and stuff. So, I don't know. Harley Quinn. Animated Harley Quinn. That's right, she is the Harley Quinn. Canary isn't even a bird of prey, lol. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't fucking know, obviously. Any thoughts on the Traveling Pony Museum FOE merch, if any? Is it like a buy thing? Like, do we add to it or do we buy from it? I don't know how the Pony Museum works. I'm not sure if I've ever actually seen it at a con or anything. We'd be happy to contribute something. I think in the auction this year, we're putting in, like, one of our mugs and some stuff. It's kind of one of those, like, obligatory things, but we've never been a community guest before, so I don't know how this works. So I think we're putting in one of our mugs and maybe, like, Needles, like, doing something too. I don't know. So we'll try to put something neat in there. Maybe I'll put in this test. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a shop, but it's got some good merch, like real prints from the book. Okay, so if it's just like a vendor, then maybe I've seen them and just not, like, I guess, registered what they were. So yeah, no, I always like, you know, spending time in the vendor halls, and definitely gonna be doing the same this year. See what there is to see. I usually try, well, since I've been to so many fucking cons now, I usually try to get, like, at least one good signature from someone I maybe didn't have at a con, and at least one, like, quality piece of merch that's like, this is what I got at this con, and maybe that's related to the signature or whatever. But, you know, one of those, and then you know, you go for the friend experience of who you hang out with. It's just like, you know, all that matters is that you have fun and the power of friendship. You know, that's important too. So I can send you a pirate link of the series. Thank you. I can go sailing myself and look for a totally legal in another country link if I if I do so decide, but I haven't made that decision yet. So actually, ironically, I was I was actually watching a news radio the other day. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It was a series from the late 90s, and it was from what was going on? There was some kind of Simpsons news that had me go back and rewatch some old Simpsons episodes from the 90s, which is the only good Simpsons. And of course, one of the characters in there are rest in peace, Troy McClure, Phil Hartman, who died in this horrible, tragic way, getting murdered by his wife, his crazy, batshit insane wife. Anyway, he had his own show called News Radio, which was really kind of neat. It's like an AM, like, news radio station in New York City. And yeah, it's like a classical late 90s sitcom about a bunch of broadcaster types. And so, you know, especially now, finishing Confessions, I have all that on the brain. So I watched a few episodes of that, and it's very, like, peak of his career, Phil Hartman, and there's some other characters in it too, like fucking what's his name, who plays Bill Dauterive in a lot of the Mike Judge productions and stuff. He's like one of the main guys in there too, and it's a great cast. It's a great show. So, yeah, I guess I've been in that classical radio mode. So it should be great. I got the full book. Damn thing is heavy. I assume you mean the original Fallout Equestria? That whole book? Yeah, because I got the fourth print edition in the mail. That was nice to finally have one of those. I almost got one of the third editions at the BabsCon last year, but I didn't quite have the money. I had already spent a lot more money than I should have last year, so I couldn't get that because that was like $100. But then once the fourth edition finally mailed out, that was great. And also I have the second edition, the one that came in like 2 separate books. So I've got that sitting on the shelf next to it on my giant pony plushie shelf. I gotta sort through all those someday. By the time the print came, I didn't have the money to drop. Yeah, that's always how it goes. It's hard, man. You can only spend so much. All right. Home stretch, and then I actually haven't had dinner yet, so I'm gonna go make dinner. So, any questions for these last 8 minutes? Anything I didn't cover? Like I said, I think I've covered pretty much everything that matters. So yeah, it's a lot of great things coming up. That's all I have to say. There's a lot of really great things in the immediate future. Honestly, now I'm thinking of like what we're going to do in the back half of the year, because a lot of it's coming in the front half, ideally. And then the back half, hopefully finishing Wasteland Survival Guide. That's the ultimate dream. That's doing everything in my power. On top of that, check out my channel, the Skybolt channel. I've got the link to the first episode of Fallout Equestria Dead Tree, the audiobook, which is really great, and my role is only going to get bigger over time. So it's nice. I'm getting paid for just like a handful of lines for these first couple episodes, but then my character is like one of the main-ish characters. Like I think Calamity's here in terms of like voice lines. So that should be fun. Original Balefire Symphony songs with some additional things from Forest Rain in there. Those are both going to be great. And they should be up for free download too. Like I gave them like MediaFire links, so I hope they'll be free download, because that's what I want. I want people to enjoy them. What else? It covers almost everything. Almost everything we talk about. Full damn book. Monthly, what the fix, please. Yeah, I know. I don't know about monthly. I definitely want to do more of them this year. I know last year was a bit of a drop-off that I didn't want. It was for numerous reasons, unfortunately. But now that we have sort of a new groove of actors and actresses, like we're able to get more people like Webshoulder and Kriz and Cinder Script on streams, I definitely want to do more. I have a few trips in the early spring on top of all this other shit we're doing. I have like a work trip in a few months and some other stuff. Hopefully something in like April. I want to say April. We'll try to do one. Oh wait, shit, Bab's gone. Maybe late April? We'll see. I want to do more of them. Trust me, we're going to do more. There's a lot we didn't do for the Valentine's Day one. So many more stories out there to make fun of and have silly voices in. So definitely going to have more of those. I'm also going to go back and try to pull out more excerpts from the old ones too, because there's a lot of them that kind of got buried, and because they're big streams, of course, but some really good quality little gems in there that I really just want to like resurrect. Like I was really proud of like that very first reading from the first episode, or other screwy little stories that could shine in their own light if given the chance. I'll post the link to the China karate thing I talked about. The Hank Hill P one? I don't even know what that is. Like P? Like PP? I'm not familiar with that one. I definitely want to find more King of the Hill stories. I do like doing the Hank of the Hill voice and some of our impromptu Hill of the Hank, improv type stuff. That's always fun. Hank Hill Peace Story. You're gonna have to link me, yeah. That sounds fun for sure. Oh my gosh, Hank Hill Peace Story. Yeah, we've had some really a lot of fun with the What the Fix. That's one of those series that's like it doesn't get a lot of views, but I just have so damn much fun making it. Like it's more reward than all the dopamine in the world. It's just doing the silly voices and like on the fly, just that like on the fly dynamic. Like in the last one, we had kind of luckily we had Kayla there, Michaela from Marzi Tomato from Terminal Secrets, in there to be British sounding, to be South African. And then I played Vinyl Scratch in that one story. And that worked out just too perfectly. So, yes, BananaCast. Oh no, we're right at the end though. It's good to see you, Maverick. I hope you enjoy dialing this back at the very beginning. Ask any questions you have right now. We're going for another few more minutes. Because I try to keep it 2 hours, A, so it's interesting. So I don't burn you out or myself out. And B, because of the way the YouTube DVR works, I feel like that's a good little, like, it's just a good natural cut, time thing for these little streams. They're little digestible, monologue streams. I'm glad I voted for the original Hank Hill voice reading. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the excerpts on my Skybolt channel, too, those have done well. The Hank Hill got pretty good ratings, but then, of course, because of the bait thumbnail, the Sunset Shimmer's Naked Mile went through the fucking stratosphere into five figure views, which for me is a big deal, so I'm glad people seem to enjoy that. Applejack or Big Macintosh? For what? For waifu? Go with Applejack. I am horribly straight, unfortunately. For Big Macintosh, though, is a bro. Like, I can imagine some really good game nights with him. Like, honestly, I almost wish we had more episodes of, like, him, Discord, and Spike. Like, that was a really fun dynamic. And throw in, like, Sunburst, too, for, like, nerdy game nights. They could have had, like, a theoretical Pony Season 10. They could have had a Stranger Things episode with the 4 of them. Will the Confessions mod on the Nexus be updated with the new episodes? I have no idea. I think that's Linux Pony that did that. I hope so. People are welcome to upload them anywhere they can. You can stuff them, by surprise in the normal Fallout 4 music mod if you want, But, people can do what they want with them. That would be neat to hear for sure if I weren't a filthy console peasant and knew how to work Nexus mods. But that is the idea. For the most part, they're meant to be, enjoyed as a diegetic broadcast being listened to by wasteland ponies, being listened to by anthropomorphic skin characters in Fallout 4. Yeah, I think the last version I heard had the mod updated through the Ranger, I think, with Sandstone and stuff. So, yeah. Really, more than anything, while I'm finishing the finale, is I'm also, like, doing some more final tweaks to the remaster. Because there's some old audio that I'm still cleaning up some of the background noise on. And now, finally, I think I fucking know how the noise canceller on the Audacity actually works. And so I'm going to go back and apply a bit of that magic to like 1 or 2 characters that just need a little bit more help in the original. And hopefully then once I have the full final super duper package, it's a nice everything together with the scripts and just have that together and button it and be done. Everything will be out there. That is my one thing I wish Vermont had done a little differently with the Terminal Secrets finale, is I really wish he had those scripts prepped and ready for a nice download with the finale, but I don't know what happened to those. I prodded him a few times on like, hey, make them like, in an easily digestible state that we could just put them out for download or something, but I don't know if he's ever going to do that, so I don't know. I might leak them. No, I don't know. We'll see. Meme us on our way out, please. Meme you how? What memes do you want? Well, obviously, I know what meme it has to be now. Timing. Damn it. Are we back? Are we back? Well, my timing got fucked. there goes my well timed dramatic moment of getting ooh, not that meme. That meme's a little too hot for YouTube. Let's find a slightly better one. A slightly better one. Fuck, where was it now? I just saw a good one. Damn it. Where was it? Wait, is this one? No, this one's good. Okay, we'll go with this one. And in honor of Jendi Turkinkivsky, who would very much appreciate this, thank you all for joining me for another fantabulous BananaCast. I hope you enjoy the future, because the way of the future is very bright, and we have some very amazing stuff on the way very, very soon. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and... Oh, fuck, did I close the other thing now? Fuck! I ruined my timing again! Damn it! This is what I get for not streaming for too long, where we just do the big streams, and I'm not on the timing for the old stuff. Thank you for joining us for another fantastic BananaCast. We will see you at BabsCon if we don't talk to you before then. Bye-bye.